Okay. Manoj Singh, introduce yourself.
Sir, myself, Monil Kumar Singh. I belong to the district Bulandshahr of Uttar Pradesh. I completed my initial schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya Bulandshahr, and thereafter I pursue my education in political science and history from Kirodimal College, University of Delhi. And since then, thereafter, I started to pursue the public service and the government examination.
Okay. Your choice is CSF.
Yes, sir.
Uh, how do you think you have the qualities that are required you possess?
Actually, sir, it give us the public exposure much more as compared to other. And sir,
Okay.
from the childhood, I initially tilted towards the public service and more people interaction, which it give in the urban sector and also CISF provide me. And also, sir, it is close proximity to the urban centers, which give me a edge to the interact with public more.
Okay. You are interested in international affairs.
Yes, sir.
Today, the Hormuz Strait is a major problem.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Iran is justified or legally it is empowered to close the straits for normal shipping purposes?
Sir, I don't think it is legally valid also. But
Yeah.
because if we look at the pre-war situation, the shipping route was normal.
Mm.
And the Iran is imposing toll to finance it, the finance it's the infrastructure project which was devastated by the strikes on the Israelis and US against Iran. So I don't think, sir, by the international law also
Mm.
and by the international convention also it is plausible. And sir, it doesn't have ratified the UN clause also.
Mm.
And it is wise enough to open it and don't hold toll and come back to the pre-war situation.
Yeah, I do agree. But simply because a country is not ratified, certainly it is not bound to come under the convention. But however, when large number of states, large number of countries are adopting it, then it is an international law. It has to be adopted by Iran. Whether
But
you ratify, it has to be implemented, right? UN clause.
But sir, if we look at as Iran started imposing the toll, and sir, for example, tomorrow the other like the Chinese and the Indians also said that if we impose, so sir, it eventually disrupt the global system, and it is not the way by which it eventually affect the resilient supply chain also, and it's not the way in which the country should behave.
Yeah, there was I heard somebody from Iran side speaking that they are comparing themselves with the Suez Canal. Is that correct to compare itself with the Suez Canal?
Actually, sir, that was the different situation. And sir, it is the global choke point also. 20% of the world oil flows through it. And if that situation it majorly affect the South Asian countries which are heavily dependent on the energy like India, Philippines, Japan. So, sir, I don't think it is the right connotation to connect it with the Suez crisis because
Yeah,
that was different and this era was different on the.
very good. Now, the Asian countries, they are badly affected. Many of them declared emergency, the energy emergency. Can they take up the issue to some forum like UNO or International Court of Justice?
Sir, they can take up the issue and discuss, but sir, as we know all that the global system is not that well working nowadays. And from the Mark Carney speech in the Davos, we understand the world is rupture right now. There is no world order actually. So, sir, the best thing is to come back to the talk and to try to open because I don't think, sir, any compel power will for any compel power will fall Iran to open the Hormuz. It is can only be done by the diplomacy and you by the pressure on the countries to the Iran.
Okay. The diplomacy can be employed by other countries who are not virtually in the conflict zone or who are away. In that case, do you think India can play a role?
Sir, I feel our foreign minister has mentioned that, and the many scholars had also mentioned that we are following the strategic silence. And sir, it is not wise enough to cater to the such countries when the such human crisis is going on. where the no parties is on consensus right now. But we can play if we are requested by both the parties.
Such kind of a international event, so ultimately not only affect the defense of the country, economy of the country, will it finally will affect the internal security also. Do you agree?
Yes, sir, I completely agree with this.
Can you can you enlarge that statement?
For
How it
example,
will
sir,
affect? Huh.
For example, if we look at the recent war, be it between the United States and the Iran, and the major population which are on the borders, like the Kurds, the Azeris, the and the, so that they can affect to the regions like the Iraq, Syria, and in the Pakistan too, where the Balochistan region, and it eventually affect into the, because the terrorism will flow, the ideology will flow, the radicalization will flow, and it eventually affect the borders, because sir, as we all today know, we are in the virtual border right now. No there is no point where this thing can reach or stop.
Okay. We are talking about smart borders. What is this smartness refers to?
Sir, a smart border is by integrating the technology in the border system by the AI, by the infrared, by the lasers, by the smart fencing also, which we have also seen by the some forces accompanied on the some border.
Yeah. CRPF has recently completed a major task, right?
Yes, sir.
As regards the LTE concerned, left
Yes, sir.
wing LW is concerned. Now, what next is required in those areas?
Sir, actually, by completing the first major step in this, the next area should be focused on the development and integrating the society into the mainstream. As we all know, sir, that the region of Bastar, the Sukma district, these regions are very much isolated from a lot of time from the mainstream. And sir, we should focus more on integrating them in the global economy, in the Indians between among them, in the infrastructure deficit should be fulfilled in the education, in the health sector. So overall, creating a one penness India approach in this should work, I guess.
Okay. So when we have a force like CISF,
Yes, sir.
which is itself is a specialized one, why do we have additional, sub units under them, like firefighting or VIP? Why should we have them?
Sir, actually creating a subunit will provide us the insight and the specialized function and the specialized man for that specific task. As we all know, sir, paramilitary is used for different purposes, for their role also, for in the election also, in the disaster management also. But if we create a specific branch that should can devote more time, more technology, more funds, more brain to that, so that it can create a specific sector, and when the need arrives, it can particularly short minimize the time and act on that.
Very good. You know, we have a rapid action force. Why do
Yes,
we
sir.
need a rapid action force? Almost the entire force can do that.
Sir, if we look at it, work in the urban areas during the
Mm.
writings, and when the mob arrived, and during the also election process, and when the situation become tense in particularly in urban areas. So, sir, if we look at the specific branch which operate in urban area, which are trained for this especially, it's I feel it's a good approach rather than deploying someone from Kashmir and Northeast to the urban areas and act on that. It's better to have a separate force like rapid action force which can act rapidly in the urban areas, because sir, in urban areas issues spread very rapidly and we don't have much time to mobilize the battalion and the forces from different part of the country.
Okay. Thank you. Sir, over to you, sir.
Yes, Monil, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So you are in graduate in political science, right?
Yes, sir.
And history.
Yes, sir.
Your mother shares a name with a very famous social reformers.
Yes, sir.
Who is she?
Sir, she is Savitri Bai Phule, which
What
is
was her contribution?
sir, her contribution was mainly in the Deccan, in the Malwa region, with the along the women's issues specifically, like the sir sati marriage, like the like against the mainly against the caste assertion and the
Mhm.
caste dominance by other castes, and for the sir girls' education also she contributed very much, and for the widow remarriage, which is also the main part, because it is seen that widow were not, I guess, allowed to marry and allowed to study that days.
Mhm. And what did she face?
Sir, she faced the resistance from the society and from the Malwa belt also. But sir, she didn't subside. I guess she fight very well and do the justice to her role.
Okay, tell me, social justice used to be a very big plank of India, politically also and constitutionally also. Still, there it is in the constitution, and few political parties they still work on the basis of social justice movement. They are carrying forward the message of some prominent, social reformers and those who are interested in social justice. So, what are the provisions about social justice in our constitution?
Sir, if we look at the provisions of social justice in our constitution, sir, first it's itself mentioned in the idea of preamble that we should look everyone as a equal. And then as we after move in the constitution, whether it is in the fundamental right, in the due process of law, and specifically in the directive principle, there are many provisions like the equal pay for equal work and the free legal aid also, sir. So there are many provisions and the also in the when it comes to the other part of the like providing reservation to the SCSTs uh, in the Lok Sabha and sir in the High Court and Supreme Court also. And sir, one major thing is the Panchayati Raj. We also provide the women reservation also and the specific seats reservation also. So sir, there are a lot of provisions in the.
Okay, can you tell me what is the mechanism or the system under our constitution, okay, to address the issues of social justice? Probably means for implementing those provisions or redressing grievances of violation of this particular justice mechanism.
Sir, it is mainly done through the judiciary. If a state or in some cases the private individual violate the social justice also, like in Article 17, so we can directly reach the Supreme Court if it is the case of fundamental right for our grievances. And we can also reach the High Court under Article 226, but its jurisdiction is also wide. So, sir, there are provisions in which we can reach the judiciary, the higher judiciary, the lower judiciary to for our grievances regarding the social justice.
You see, judiciary is quite remote, distant, and access to justice is very costly. Somebody say has to come to Supreme Court from Northeast, takes a lot of time and money. Okay, and then first of all, you should have knowledge that you can go there, right? Leave that judicial part. Tell me some other instruments mentioned in our constitution where people can approach.
Sir, I feel it is there are the tribunal cases also which release the burden on judiciary in the parts which people can reach the tribunal. And sir, also the gram panchayats also, the lok adalats also, the redressal mechanism outside the court also, and the so sir there in on the rural and the tier two or for tier three regions, there are a lot of provision like the lok adalat, which is very effective nowadays, sir, because
Yeah,
most
but
of
Lok
the
Adalat will come into picture if there is already a case registered before the police and that has to be compromised or decided there. Okay, so you cannot directly approach Lok Adalat with your grievance.
yes, sir.
Hmm?
Sir, actually, if we look at our judiciary is integrated, be from top to the lower. And sir, right now these days, court has taken many initiative like the digitization, like the AI, like the judgment can be transmitted to other languages so that the people living in tier two, tier
No,
three,
no,
like
that is
someone.
only the process to access those institutions. I'm talking of institutions. Are you not aware of SC Commission or OBC Commission? They are constitutional or
Sir, can you
National
repeat,
Human
please?
Rights Commission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
Are you
aware
not
of.
aware of those instruments or institutions?
Yes, sir, I'm aware of those, like the National
Mm,
Human Rights Commission, like the National Commission for
mm,
Scheduled Tribes, like for women also, for
mm.
backward classes also, which was recently added. So there are institutions which can also address in the grievance of these social justice.
So you have to address a complaint for the violation of Article 17 of the Constitution.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are the options available to you? One, of course, is approaching Supreme Court under Article 32 of High Court. Other than that,
Sir, it under the Civil Right Act of 1955 to implement Article 17, we can firstly approach the local police station also. we can approach the High Court also, so that that case will be registered in the lower judiciary also. And then after that, we can approach the national national commissions for minorities and the scheduled tribes also, and scheduled caste if it is specific to caste hidden. So, sir, and we also approve to the Women High Court if it is specifically to omit the women from some specific issue.
Okay,
I,
anything else?
sir,
Any other instrument?
sir, I'm able to recall only those at it.
Okay, my last question to you is about international relations. What is the impact of West Asian war in India economically?
Sir, there are a lot of impact. Like, sir, if we look first of all about the energy security, we have done the major deal in 2024 from Rastafan, Qatar for LNG, which was hit, and it will take around 4 to 5 years to come back in operation. So first was the energy security and lot of oil also. Second, sir, if we look at the fertilizer and the helium, which was used for AI data center also, and recently held AI data summit, it also mentioned that we will build the AI data center, and helium is used for in the cooling of them. And sir, if the fertilizer become costly, then suppose, sir, in the next few months, the rice will be planted paddy. And if it come in the market on the November, then what cost it will come? And farmer will not, I don't think, sir, farmer will purchase such a costly fertilizer. And if government has to subsidize it, it also goes from this pocket. So eventually, sir, it disturbs the whole ecosystem in India, is we say. And sir, huge is our diaspora also, sir. It majorly contribute to the West Asian. If they will come back to reverse migrate to India, so it will be a problem for us to settle them in the formal economy, because everyone is in formal economy in these days in India.
Okay, thank you so much, Monil.